So you've just seen the Black Panther gameplay, or you're seeing it for the first time right now in the background, and it's absolutely insane. But I want to clear up one of the biggest bits of confusion that's going around right now on the internet as to when on earth is this releasing, because they never went ahead and done the release date in the trailer. So to get that right out there, first and foremost, it is officially releasing on August, or in August should I say, of this year. Now this is insane because I did technically predict this. I have been saying for the longest, right? They're definitely making this game a free-to-play game on PlayStation Now up until July, just to bring in a player base, and then the following month they go ahead and drop one of the biggest DLCs, which of course is Black Panther War for Wakanda. And the trailer that you're seeing in the background right now was just absolute insanity. So I know a lot of you guys are wondering, well, is that all they're showing? And that's something that I thought until I found out the release date was August 2021, because what that basically indicates is that they're going to go ahead and do a deep dive where it's going to be a very in-depth video going over everything from small bits of gameplay to the skill sets to costumes, etc, etc. And I have to say, everything was really on point with this trailer. I want you guys to let me know how you feel about it on a scale 1 to 10 in the comments below. Did it really live up to your expectations? Are you disappointed with it? Did you expect more, or are you quite happy with what we actually got? Now, what was really interesting, again, we knew who the villain was going to be, and we now know just further confirmation that it's going to be Claw. But what's really cool is the form. Now, this is just absolutely insanity because, I mean, it ties into so many different things, right? That's like the key thing first and foremost, but like the expansion as a whole, it feels like a complete different game. That's me being completely honest from the same view as everyone else, where I've not played this for myself, but I could take a look at this and say, wow, like this is genuinely phenomenal. And there's so many parts in this trailer where you say, wow, I cannot wait to see more of this. And we know new enemies are coming with this DLC. We know this is the make it or break it for Marvel's Avengers. Now, what we also know, if you did watch the stream, that wasn't the only thing that was announced, because they went ahead and discussed the Cosmic Cube for Marvel's Avengers, which is the next expansion which we're going to be getting before, of course, Black Panther's DLC. And what we did actually see in one of the screenshots was the classic Captain America skin. This is a skin that was leaked a while back, and we all assumed it was just going to be coming to the marketplace, but now we know it's coming as a part of the DLC for the Cosmic Cube expansion. And the Cosmic Cube expansion is genuinely really awesome. It goes a little bit more in depth on other things as well, like with the patrol mode in Wasteland, by the way, there's going to be randomized replayable boss fights. Like that alone is really cool. But again, what's interesting, I mean, first of all, June 22nd is when we're getting the Cosmic Cube, so that's when we're actually going to get that Captain America skin as well. That's when a lot of people are going to be really excited. Then July is going to be the patrol mode, and just to recap, if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's quite literally just a free roam aspect to the game, and random things and enemies, etc. will pop up as you're just roaming along. So, of course, the purpose of that is for you to explore, etc, and providing that does well, they'll then go and implement quote-unquote this free roam mode in other maps on the game. But again, even taking a look at the Cosmic Cube that you'll see in the trailer in the background, like that was genuinely really appealing to me, and that's something that I wasn't really feeling 100% for, but it definitely does seem like a ton of fun. And I also thought that when I predicted that the Black Panther DLC was going to be coming out in August, I did say it to you guys so many times that, you know what, this feels like a very risky prediction, but at the same time, you can't make a game free to play, although it's not free to play, but it's on PlayStation Now, and if you have a subscription, the game is free. You can't have that opportunity to pull in so many players, and then when you don't make it a free to play after that month, basically deliver absolutely nothing. So there's no reason for anyone to come back into the game or actually purchase the game in general and keep on playing, right? So that's when I knew that August seemed very realistic. Also, what's interesting, because we did expect that, okay, well, maybe they'll go ahead and do the updated roadmap for where we stand with content for this game, which they didn't do, which is absolutely fine, because now it's like the stars are aligning, because we know that one of the most anticipated DLCs after Black Panther's DLC is gonna be that Spider-Man DLC. But what we do know is like, okay, well, we're talking about a release date towards the end of the year. Makes complete sense, because they're gonna line it up with the movie release, and it's all gonna fall into place like a puzzle, and it's gonna be really cool. It's gonna live up to the hype. But you got to take into consideration that all of this stuff does look good. I mean, the Black Panther DLC, right off the bat, I am genuinely trying to think what problems it could have, where people are like, do you know what? I think this was an awful DLC, and as a result, it's time to throw Marvel's Avengers to the side and basically let it collect dust and not play it until like some miracle happens in the next couple of years. But the thing with this DLC is it will make it the biggest ever DLC drop, or content drop should we say, for this game since release, which is not even a year old yet, but it's getting there. And we all know, like I said at the start, this is the make it or the break it for this game. And like I said, it feels like it's hard to point out what could go wrong, because the problem with this DLC in the good way is it's a complete different map, and that's why I say it brings a whole new feel, as if like you've got a brand new game with new enemies. Everything's completely different. It doesn't feel like it's a copy and paste kind of DLC where you're just getting some sort of story mode and then you're just getting the character with it. It really does feel way beyond that. And I do want to say strongly that, well, I mean, if we kind of take a look at the history with what's been going on, typically we'll get like a Cosmic Cube deep dive in the next week or so before the release, and then also alternatively it will be July where we actually see the deep dive for Black Panther's DLC. And that's a point where you're going to say, okay, well, the gameplay looks great, the skins in the game look great, everything really aligns perfectly. And I do believe it could just completely redeem the game, in the sense of there's an influx of players coming into the game, because I've said it time and time again, even if the game followed in the same pattern where, I mean, it has, right? It's done it where it's just been complaints after complaints and bugs after bugs. It's like, even if you genuinely hated the game but you still owned it, or even if you didn't, to be fair, when there's a content drop that has Black Panther in it and it's a whole new expansion, whether you like a game or not, it's the only game on the market that offers this sort of gameplay experience. You're going to go ahead and try it, period. Like, there's not going to be any question about it. No matter how you feel for the game, you will 100% still want to go ahead and download that Black Panther DLC. And that's why I say it will bring all the people into the game that really threw the game to the side for completely understandable reasons. But this could be the DLC that just pulls people right back in and keeps them, right? It's going to keep them, because it could also be an expansion that just builds on top of each other, right? Like, there could be more content added specifically for Black Panther's story aspect of the game, and it can really become like a snowball effect from that moment onwards. But leave your thoughts on this in the comments below. That's going to wrap up this video here. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.